Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we've come to the most beautiful house. We've come to Haddon Hall near Bakewell in Derbyshire. It is the most romantic house you could ever imagine. It's home to Lord and Lady Edward Manors. There's so much to see here. There's a beautiful terraced garden which we hope you'll enjoy looking around with us as well. So come on guys, let's get inside and take a look. Still home to Lord and Lady Edward Manors, the origins of this medieval house date back to the 11th century. With 900 years of history, Haddon Hall is one of the oldest houses in England, and one of the only houses to have remained in one family's ownership for its entire existence. Haddon Hall is so unique because it stood for nearly 200 years without anyone living in it. This extraordinary period is when time stood still in the hall. This left it unaltered during the time other great houses were modernised by the Georgians and the Victorians. Stepping inside Haddon really is like stepping back in time. During the time in the 1700s, whilst the house stood empty, the family lived at their other home, Belvoir Castle. The medieval banqueting hall remains furnished with its original long table. Behind the table hangs a fabulous tapestry. This was gifted to the family by Henry VIII during a visit to the house. On our visit, we were treated to the most welcoming sight of a roaring log fire. The smell was amazing. In contrast to the medieval rooms below them, the light and airy first floor Elizabethan rooms culminate in the most spectacular 110-foot long Robert Smithson designed long gallery. This is one of the most beautiful spaces we have seen in the many historic houses we have visited, and possibly one of the most beautiful rooms in England. From the long gallery, we viewed the most beautiful Elizabethan walled gardens. They are bursting with foliage and colour at this time of year. They cascade down to the banks of the River Wye. From here you can also see the ancient parkland and delightful views of the Derbyshire countryside. We were told that the long gallery was, at some point during its life, subdivided into much smaller rooms, which were more practical and easier to heat. It is great that it was actually opened back up into this magnificent space that we see today. As we enter the state bedroom suite, we get a tantalising glimpse into the garden. It really makes you want to go outside and explore. It wasn't long before we did. Before venturing outside, we explored the Earl's apartments. This is a very atmospheric part of the house. It has some wonderful wall tapestries and beautiful panelled walls. There is a wonderful bay window with views over the gardens. We could only imagine sitting here and reading a book and maybe sipping on a glass of wine. The dining room at Haddon is still used regularly by the family. We could imagine sitting here at Christmas with a roaring fire behind us. This room still boasts its most glorious painted ceiling of Tudor roses. The wonderful heraldic panelling really adds something to the space. The gardens at Haddon really are the jewel in the crown. As you step outside, you are immediately surrounded by the most beautiful English country garden with the most spectacular views over the Derbyshire countryside. This garden is absolutely magical. You really do feel like you've been transported back in time. It's full of roses on the wall at the moment. If you look at the walls, they're covered in climbing roses, absolutely beautiful. And when you get close to them, the fragrance is astonishing. You almost feel like shouting Rapunzel, throw down your hair. It really is like a fairy tale here. So this place just keeps giving. It really is like being on the set of a period drama. We feel like we are cast members in Bridgerton. The house is just stunning. The gardens have exceeded our expectations. There's so many roses out and beautiful poppies and plants. The house actually sits on the banks of the River Wye. The River Wye is embracing the house. It goes off around that way to the left, and obviously you've got these magnificent Derbyshire views. Yeah, Haddon Hall is really spoiling us today. So we've actually just been inside Haddon Hall and it is absolutely stunning. We've really enjoyed it today.
I've enjoyed the gardens the most, actually.
You have, haven't you?
All the roses are out all over the hall, over the wall.
Yeah,
They're
been
absolutely beautiful.
Stunning, really, really stunning. It's a house that if you get the opportunity to see, you really should come and take a look. We have been before, but I think it's blown us away this time. I think because the garden's out in flower, we've really enjoyed seeing that. So we're going to take a little stroll onto the tea room now, and we're going to partake in a little bit of something to eat.
Fancy a latte.
Yeah, I fancy a latte as well. So stay with us, guys, and we hope you're enjoying this day with us. Well, we have had a thoroughly enjoyable trip to Haddon Hall today, and we've just rounded it off with a very nice meal in the Haddon Hall restaurant. We had
beef and Stilton
focaccia.
Focaccia, it was beautiful.
Absolutely delicious. If you come, you really should try the restaurant as well.
Very tasty.
Very tasty. So we hope you've enjoyed this video with us today, guys. We hope again we find you well. If you have enjoyed the video and you've got time, please give us a like and a subscribe. I beat him to it that time. And what do? We ring that bell. Thanks, guys. We look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.